we got?
Okay, so we got our parts here for the RX7. We got our rear lower control arms, our rear upper control arms, and our billet aluminum knuckles. I'm gonna put all the parts in them. I'm gonna put solid heims there, uniballs in the pockets here, and prime joints in our
fine name. Can you check this little bit?
He interrupted the shot. Cut.
Player, we're filming, man.
Oh, I was still looking for our arm joint.
That's fine, that's fine.
It's all good, man. Okay, well, I was pretty much done talking, but
yeah. So like you said,
we got all our uniballs, our hardware.
Yeah, uniballs in there, solid heims.
We're gonna put our 5/8 time joints in these little double adjusters. They're super cute.
Yeah, so usually most lower control arms have the 3/4 ones, but these are using 5/8.
Let's do a little comparison.
Yeah, do a comparison, size comparison. You versus the guy she tells you not to worry about.
Yeah, so we're used to seeing these, so these are really cute, so. So we're back at the RX7. We're gonna install the rear grip kit. I have all these arms here ready to go. And yeah, got the coilover in, and I'm gonna install these arms, starting with the rear upper control arm. Now we got the upper in, and we're gonna install the knuckle next. The knuckle in, we're going to do the lower control arm. Okay, I have to twist this rod out because just to line up the knuckle with the lower control arm. Further adjust caster with this rod after the fact. So now we're gonna install the toe arm. Just goes right here. And it bolts to the knuckle. Now that Kyle's installed the kit, I'm just gonna go over the details about the design of this rear kit. Starting with, we want the kit to be very easily adjusted. So all of these control arms can be lengthened or shortened without removing them from the car. On the upper control arm, we have these adjuster nuts at the subframe. That allows us to lengthen and shorten the arm. On the lower, we have a jack screw. All of these different designs just depend on what the restrictions of the chassis and the control arm are. So we use different methods to get that on-car adjustment. The toe arm is basically an adjustable body, so a left-hand thread, right-hand thread. And then this traction arm is also a left-hand thread, right-hand thread. So any direction that I turn these, I'm gonna lengthen and shorten, change the wheel position, change the camber, and basically I can change the bump steer, I can rotate the knuckle. On the toe arm, I can also take these washers and I can move them above or below the toe arm so that I can have zero toe under compression, I could have toe in under compression, or I could have toe out under compression, and I can adjust all of that here. Currently, because of the control arm angles, the way that this suspension is set up, with the control arm angles relatively flat, you can see that the toe arm is pointing slightly upward. This under compression would simulate towing in. Just to visualize that, that's what we have set up here, and I can reduce that or increase it using these washers. On the front of the knuckle, we have these 4 threaded holes. This is going to allow us to use a modular brake bracket that can hold different types of calipers. The calipers that we're going with are 2 Willwood calipers, the handbrake and the foot brake. I have to design this plate still, but basically it centers on this wheel bearing mount. It's got the correct offset for the rotor machined into the knuckle, and it's gonna be able to bolt on. And if you ever wanted to go with a different brake setup, or if a customer wanted this, but they had different calipers, like the factory ones, for example, we could easily make a bracket that would fit the factory calipers. The last thing that we changed was we went to a 350Z bolt-on hub style bearing. The reason we did that was because it's a stronger wheel bearing with a larger spline, and it's going to be a lot more serviceable than the factory bearing, which is a press-in style for the knuckle. So all in all, this is a improving kit that requires you to spend a little bit of money, but at the end of the day, it's going to save you some cost. It's going to give you a much more adjustable setup, and it's also extremely lightweight, very modular, and easy to work on. So we're checking all the boxes in making the rear suspension of this car better. Plus, with this body kit, everything had to be a bit longer. So if we wanted to run the same kit for somebody else that doesn't have a wide body kit like this, it would be a simple change in control arm lengths, but the knuckle and everything could still be used as designed. Thank you guys for watching this episode. On the next one, we will do the front. It's pretty much done as well. And then this car is going to be rolling out of here until we see it again, probably sometime next year, where, you know, we might have to do some other mods and stuff as he's buttoning up the car. He's got an HGT sequential going in it. We got to put a sway bar in it. We got to modify some seat brackets for him. We got to do a couple other things. But that's it for this one. See you guys in the next episode.